GGI Mob, and I'm back. Slum 1200 GGI Mob, and I'm back. Slum 1200 GGI Mob, and I'm back. Back. Slum 1200 GGI Mob shit, and I'm back. So we're gonna be talking about Sergeant Smack, Leslie Ike Atkinson. He will be born November 19, 1925, and will pass away November 11, 2014. And it says he was an Army Master Sergeant and a convicted drug trafficker. He is believed to have been a major figure in smuggling heroin into the United States from the Southeast Asia from about 1968 to 1975.
Tonight, our reporter Brian Ross has found that the familiar organized mob, or mafia, now has some competition, particularly in the business of smuggling and selling hard drugs. Competitors who use their own methods to bring their merchandise into this country.
The North Carolina mob is run by men who know a lot about the military. 10 of the top men in this organization are former sergeants in the Army or the Air Force. Federal authorities identify this man as the head of the North Carolina mob. Leslie Ike Atkinson, Goldsboro, North Carolina, former Master Sergeant, United States Army. Martin Parra directed the federal government's investigation of the North Carolina mob. Parra says law enforcement officials were slow to acknowledge the importance of this new mob because its leaders are black, not mafia members.
To start working on these upstarts, on these new people, wasn't interesting because you got the most points for working on a good mafia guy who had been memorialized as a bad guy from way back.
Is this network of black, non-commissioned military officers still active today?
Oh, yes, I would say so.
This is black organized crime?
Yes. In a nutshell, that's exactly what it is.
There have always been blacks in organized crime operations, but never at the top. This new mob has already staked out much of the heroin business for itself, and authorities say it is beginning to use its well-disciplined organization to compete with the mafia in other areas of criminal activity. The North Carolina mob is run by men who know a lot about the military. 10 of the top men in this organization are former sergeants in the Army or the Air Force. Federal authorities identify this man as the head of the North Carolina mob, Leslie Ike Atkinson.
There is no doubt in my mind, I know exactly how it got started. And I know the person that started it. I also know who involved the DEA in this and the Customs Service. And that person was Frank Lucas. And how it came about was, I have this guy, the Leon Ellis in Bangkok, to do this furniture for me because I don't want to hire no tires to do it. While Frank was visiting me, with me, I took him to Thailand for 5 days. While he was doing that, he saw Leon Ellis out in the backyard, and before I could get downstairs good, he's out there talking to Leon Ellis. And when he asked Leon, "What in the world are you doing in Thailand?" I busted in and said that he's making coffee. That's where Frank Lucas decided in his mind that we was bringing drugs in the coffee. He ain't bought no drugs no damn well. I fed him a story about Leon, and he's trying to capitalize on it. I had him using my company card. He can't go nowhere without him. I put him to sleep. I wake him up. I put him on the plane. I have him get his passport. I paid for his visa. Man was going to give him no visa. He had the record of William. That's why I told his wife, Shorty, and I don't remember Shorty and Wade, my aunt, but they, uncle, my nephew, they were there. I told them to wait out here. I take Frank in first. I paid $100 to the Thai embassy to give him a visa because of what his record was at the time. Two Italians stepped out of the thing. And they looking at me funny. I'm looking at them funny. What the hell's going on? So I just kept right on walking, picked the pace up towards my office, and got behind the glass. And one of them asked me just before I go in, he said, "Are you all right?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, my name is such a very nice guy." But I mean, what? They didn't look very nice, but and the other introduced himself and everything. They said, "Want to talk to you?" I said, "Yeah. Come on in my place in here. I got my friends in here too. I'm in here behind the glass. Everybody can see me. Everything happens. You can't come up here and do nothing unless it's seen." And so we get in to talk, and they come in, huddle around and everything. They say, Frank, Frank. I said, "Yeah, hello, Frank." I said, "What's happening?" He said, "Frank owes us 50 grand, and he said for us to get it from you, you would give it to us when we get out."
So this would be one of the people that Frank Lucas would fabricate some of his stories and add into his movie. It would be Sergeant Smack. When they showed Frank Lucas going to Asia, getting the China White and all that and sending it back, it was actually Sergeant Smack that was actually doing that. And like he was doing it in real life, you know what I'm saying? So he would come out and he would speak on a lot of things that Frank Lucas had portrayed in the movie. I guess he told Denzel Washington to do the movie, and he said a lot of that stuff was fabricated, you know what I'm saying? So it said Atkinson downfall came in 1975. A shipment of heroin was due to arrive at two addresses in Fayetteville, North Carolina, each belonging to elderly black women. An Army serviceman would come to pick up the shipments, saying it had been accidentally mailed to the wrong address. The plan had worked before, but this time one woman contacted the postal authorities. The other, fearing she had been sent a bomb, contacted the police. The police found Atkinson palm prints on one of the heroin bags, and he was arrested on January 19, 1975 in his home in Goldsboro. He was convicted the following year and was sentenced to 31 years in prison. Atkinson was released in 2007. So he had a cadaver connection. The cadaver connection was a supposed heroin smuggling operation involving hiding heroin into the American servicemen's coffins. Frank Lucas, one of Atkinson's partners in the U.S., stated that this was how Ike smuggled the narcotic out of Thailand. Ike flew a country boy North Carolina carpenter over to Bangkok. We had him make up 28 copies of government coffins, except we fixed them up with false bottoms, big enough to load up with 6, maybe 8 kilos. It had to be snug. You couldn't have shit sliding around. Ike was very smart because he made sure we used heavy guys. We used heavy guys' coffins. He didn't put them in no skinny guys. Frank Lucas. But Atkinson, who used his lifelong friend Leon as the carpenter, claims he never used coffins to smuggle the heroin. It is a total lie that's fueled by Frank Lucas for personal gain. I never had anything to do with transporting heroin in coffins or cadavers. Leon, never had any association with constructing the coffins for transporting heroin or drugs. On the contrary, Leon was in Bangkok hollowing out teak furniture. One time when I was in Bangkok, Frank came to visit. We used the teak furniture to smuggle the heroin, and we were getting a shipment ready. Frank barged in and went right into the back. "What are you doing?" Frank asked me. I was caught off guard. I didn't want to tell him to know how I was moving drugs, the only thing I could think of was say, we are making coffins. So that's where some of the story came from, and that's where I guess the problem came in at, because Ike felt like Frank was telling a lie and was, you know, fabricating the story when he really was the one that was doing it the way he was doing it, and Frank was portraying it like it was being done a whole nother way. You know what I'm saying? No telling he probably did that to save face when he cooperated or whatever. But if any of y'all remember this, man, remember when Ike Atkins was running around, you feel me? Y'all heard anything about the story, get in that comment section, hit the like button, make sure them notifications turned on, and hit that subscribe button and stay plugged. Slum 1200 GGI.
I'm trying to get paid in full. I'm trying to get paid in full. Yeah, I'ma do it till I'm laying in the ditch. But until then, I'm getting money like Mitch. I'm trying to get paid before I be a broke nigga. Send them shoes to kick your dough, nigga. Coming straight up out, they didn't know, nigga. Chopper City cutthroat, nigga. Where I'm from, it's no joke, nigga. You can fuck around and get smoked, nigga. Big dog, yeah, I'm the goat, nigga. If you want it, I can get you poked, nigga. Shot caller, yeah, I'm big ballin'. Neck and wrist look like water. Shit, my pockets fatter than my bitch ass. She drippin' pussy like water. She a bad bitch on that bag shit, tryna stack it up for her daughter. The bitch suck the dick and then swallow the kids up every day in that order.